Good morning. I'm live in my home studio in Costa Mesa, California, and it's Friday, a 3-day weekend Friday. Good morning, my friend, and Namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Stepº1 Witecki. I am the sensei to Sirius joy. I consider my job to stand in my heart and walk in the light on earth. It's a pleasure to walk by your side each day. I'm love casting live in 5 dimensions from this beautiful temple of Gaia on Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday, May 22nd, 2015. You just got to hear that over and over, don't you? It's infectious. I know it is. And today, love is still ruling. Yesterday was Love Fest Day, but today, Stepº1 Gemini rules the day. Now, step 1 is I love. So it's like a double Love Fest Day. Today, we are thinking it and we are feeling it, I believe. I'll talk about why in your cosmic clock. But what's important for you to know is that today, to be mindful of your heart, to be mindful of what you love. And not to be mindful of what your heart doesn't have. Let's be mindful of what our heart does have. Let's think love and let's think gratitude. So grateful for the things I have that I love. So grateful for you. So grateful for the earth. So grateful that we get a second chance and a third chance. Really, so grateful. And if you build up here in Gemini this mindfulness of love from step 1 up, you will be mindful of love by default all year long. So walk this light with me, friend. Let's rebuild our intellect, especially with Mercury retrograde, and let's light up this joy quest of Earth. But before you start your I love party, let's first tame our brain, shall we? With the phrase of the day. I love myself, and I command my protection. Don't you love that command? I love myself, and I command my protection. Right? So this is the essence of reality. Love and protection. Step 0 and step 1. 0 is I protect. Step 1 is I love. So by being mindful of these 2 primary steps, you can't go wrong. So if you learn nothing from me, learn this. That serious joy requires 2 main ingredients over anything else. Protection and love. All right? You may or may not feel it, which is the 3rd ingredient. But I can just get you there. We've gone far enough, right? So say it one more time. Say it out loud. See if it resonates really proud. I love myself and command my protection. Say that 3 times. And so it is. Because I said so, I thought so. So the serious step of the day is step 1. Step 1 is I love. And as we climb here through the steps today and next week, I'm going to give you a little extra here on how the steps work. I'm also going to talk about how they build into the architecture of incarnation. Yesterday we talked about step 0. Step 0 is very important because in anything you create on earth, you must separate yourself from it. All right? And not separating ourselves from it is usually the cause of a lot of pain and lots of things like that. But if you're going to create something on earth, you got to separate. Now, once you separate yourself on earth, then what you do is you pour in love. It's all about love. Everything is based on love after that protection. So it's I protect, I love. This is why when people build things not based on love, this is why they eventually fall down. Because the very first brick in the building is insufficient. So if you don't love yourself, if you don't love what you're doing, you're on the wrong path. Nothing on this earth really grows than love, all right? And you can convolute the love and you can try to force it into places and you can lean on people. A lot of people hijack other people's love because they don't give it to themselves. But loving yourself is the premise of everything. Now you may go, well, shouldn't we love each other as brothers and sisters? Well, yes, but here's how it works. If you love yourself, the very first thing you want to do is love someone else, all right? If you love someone else before you love yourself, you're depleted. They may not love you back. It was a gift after all, wasn't it? So when it comes to I love, it's super important to ask yourself, behind anything you do, is there love behind this? Is this based on love or not based on love? Sometimes it's based on fear. Now, one last little thing here as we talk about love. Chris, how do you know if it's based on love? Well, I know this seems kind of obvious, but I'm going to say it anyways. because when you think about it, you light up. Okay? If you think about it and it feels good, it's based on love. If you love the idea, it's based on love. If you love it to be true, it's based on love. If you lose sense of space and time, you love it, because love is timeless. All right? When we're in love, we lose sense of space and time, especially if it's been protected. So today is about I love. Today is about feeling the love. And most importantly, because the sun is in Gemini of step 1, today is about applying the love. Is there love behind your thoughts? Ask yourself that. So let's take a look at the colors and the chakras today.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
So looking at the ruling colors, well, we start off in yellow, mellow yellow. That's what I think is. Yellow is a combination of our thoughts and feelings that come together, and truthfully, our thoughts affect our feelings and vice versa. These two are codependent. This month with the sun in Gemini, we're working on our thoughts. Therefore, by default, you can feel better if you correct your mindset. This is why I think a lot of light workers out there and inspirational thinkers and think different kind of coaches really pull it off, because if you think differently, indeed, you will feel differently. All right? A lot of times the way you feel is what you have thought or decided you feel about it. So today, in Gemini, we are strengthening the yellow. That is our cord, and that is what connects each of us to each other. Another day for that. We'll talk about that. So today we take to that thinking and we add green. I love. Love is the heart chakra. Love is Leo. Love is what it's all about. Everything on earth is basically built out of love. If you want to describe what God is, it's love. If you don't believe in God, don't worry. Just believe in love. That will do. All right? It all works and it's all good. So today, surrender to your love. And if you find your heart hurting, send more love to it. All right? So if it hurts, send it more white light. If you have a pain come up today, breathe through it. Draw white light in through your crown. Breathe out through your heart in deep exhales. And just imagine all that pain going out. Release that. Let the heart relax. Let your heart light up. So let's look at the cosmic clock for our 3-day weekend and see what the timing is of things. And here we are with the cosmic clock. Well, the sun has progressed to step 1, Gemini. I'm a Gemini and so am I. That means we are focused on our duality of thinking. Now, Mercury is retrograde. We'll talk about that in a second. But today with the sun at step 1, really this is how well the mind handles love. So be conscious of how well you think about love. When love comes up, do you avoid it? When love comes up, do you surrender to it? How does your mind respond to love? Particularly, how does your mind respond to self-love? When you say, I love myself, does it feel good? Does your mind resist it? These are the important questions to ask yourself in a Mercury retrograde. Now let's take a look at Mercury. Mercury is retrograde at step 12. Now step 12 is the learning step, so our mind is reprogramming today. That's important to know. And it's love, I love 1 plus I feel 2. So the mind is heavily influenced by our emotions and will be for the next couple of days. Now Mars has progressed to step 7, Gemini. Step 7 is I sense, or the God consciousness. Now Mars is the aggressor, the pushing energy, our ego. So our ego today is surrendering to God. Oh, isn't that handy, right? I noticed this, that when love rules a day, a lot of times the other planets will almost rest. And that's what 7 is. It's like a rest note in music. So you rest for a beat. So our ego is taking a rest today, and that's giving room for the royal part of our nature, which is the I love state of awareness. Now, speaking of royal, the moon will move into Leo today. It will move into Leo at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 2:45 p.m. Pacific Time. And you will find in that moment that emotions go offline, but then 2 hours later, you will find that your heart is amplified by the moon. And that will be the theme for the entire 3-day weekend here in the United States. Your emotions will be amplified. Your heart will be amplified by the moon. So everything your heart is processing, emotions will make a bigger royal deal out of it. All right? Now, the Pluto Yod is still in effect, and this is the last weekend of the Pluto Yod, might I say. The Yod is pointing into Capricorn, saying we're going to make some new decisions about what the rules are. And of course, that step 15 of the Yod, the 5 in that is the mind. We're in Gemini, so we're massaging that 5 right now, maybe even changing it right now. Now, supporting that yod on the one hand or on the one leg is our heart. So our heart is part of that. And again, there's the 15 again. Jupiter's at step 15, so the mind has to get on board. So when the mind gets on board with both Pluto and Jupiter with these fives, you can see this is how it architects, right? So where is the mind? Well, the mind is on the other foot, Mercury, at retrograde step 12. So in this yod, as our mind kind of figures out what it thinks, we will have footing, we will make the decision, and the yod will collapse. Isn't that interesting how it all happens? Now, Venus, Her Majesty, is actually what is anchoring this yod. And isn't this also interesting? Venus is at step 16 today on Friday, which adds to a 7. So both Mars and Venus are respectively resting today, allowing for real love to pass. 16, by the way, is I love and I receive. So Venus is bowing and receiving love. We are ready to receive love. And Venus is in Cancer, which means we are open to feeling love. So what this ultimately means is that we're using our emotions, really, and Venus and receiving love to decide exactly where that sweet spot is so we can make a decision with Pluto about what our life's rules are now and not, so we can move on with our new thinking in Gemini. That's how I add it all up, okay? But wait, there's a little more drama going on, my friends. Earth is conjuncting Saturn today, and dead conjuncting. And the Sun is directly opposing Saturn today, directly opposing. So this fault line actually happens today. And the tension is all through love. So as you can see, as it all architects out, as the Sun, our mind, opposes what we believe with Saturn and Sagittarius, as this big day happens, this big climax over the weekend, you'll notice that God handled it in step 1, love. Love is the best way to handle a situation. So in yourself, if you are divided in this big fault line here, the idea here is to love both sides of yourself, to love your beliefs and to support your beliefs, to love your thoughts and support your thoughts. But if you have a fight with yourself, I would say it's going to climax right now. And with Earth crossing Saturn today and conjuncting Saturn, I'm going through puberty again, we're going to find that we're really serious and we're really dug in now. So you're going to find that you've made a very serious decision that pretty much works for you that you're going to likely stick with. So you'll find that solid decisions come into fruition from Friday into Saturday. So let's take a look at the Tower of Truth, shall we? We have a mega mind opener coming up next Tuesday. When Mercury and Mars come together, we're going to find that everything clicks. So you just got to kind of wade in the water until that happens. The Sun, as you know, is at step 1 on Friday. So step 1 is I love, and you'll find Mars at step 7. And we have Mercury way up retrograde at step 12. So you have different differentials going on now. With Mars, we're pretty much locked in. Mars today, the differential is 5. So that means our ego is following our mind. There is no fight going on there at all. Between the Sun and Mercury, it's step 11. So our heart is looking for integrity, 11, with our mind, Mercury. So we're looking for integrity today, and that's really what Friday is. Now, this is a 3-day weekend forecast, so let me tell you about Saturday. On Saturday, it will be an emotional day. The moon will still be in Leo, so our heart is amplified by the moon, and it's a step 2 day, so our emotions are amplified. So if there's a day that you are most emotional about stuff or where your mind could pick on you, it would be Saturday, just so you know, all right? So be nice to yourself on Saturday, but Saturday night, the moon will cross over Jupiter, which is kind of a lucky spot. So some good fortune may come to you, especially right now, if you let your mind focus on the heart. So if you follow the yellow brick road on Saturday night and follow the clues that your heart sees, all right, you may find some great fortune open. So look for that Saturday night. Sunday, step 3 rules the day. So Sunday will be a day of learning for everyone. The moon will still be in Leo, and so you'll be learning. Now you might be learning from what Jupiter opened you up to the day before, or you might be learning from the fact that you haven't been opened up and you're seeking to open up. That's how Jupiter works. Either creates a vacuum or actual reality. So Sunday is really a day of learning. Then on Monday, which I will not be shooting Namaste today for, just so you know, I'll say it again at the end of the show. But on Monday, it's a step 4 day. So there will be some breakdown on Monday. And the moon will move into Virgo, so all that rainbow in the sky Leo energy will be gone, and we'll be facing some hard reality. So Monday won't be as good. You'll want to be nice to your mind and make sure your mind is on the new train and not the old train of thinking. Otherwise, that moon in Virgo makes things very, very much too real. So let's boil it down to a joy quest that you can use for the entire 3-day weekend. Your joy question, you choose to accept it, is I think I can, I know I am. And this goes back to that, little train that could, which, by the way, always stumped me as a kid. Looking back, it was kind of obvious I was on the path to be the sensei to Sirius Joy, because I remember the little engine that could, and I remember the I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. But I also remember that, like, after about 40 times of that, you're like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? Like, what's this leading to? I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, right? Like, and it's like, it's very orgasmic, perhaps. But for me, it's like we got to go up a step. So I propose, I think I can, I know I am. All right? And this is me basing it on the architecture of incarnation, basing it on the steps. So you say, I think I can, and then your other hemisphere says, I know I am. I think I can, I know I am. I think I can, I know I am. All right? To me, that will get you up and over a hill, because you must become what you want to come. So you can think it all you want, but until you know you are, it doesn't become reality, my friend. Think all you want. So that's why, you may climb one hill, but I don't know if that train's going to make it across the entire continent. You know what I mean? Don't tell the kids that, but So today it is I think I can, I know I am. And through the weekend, I think I can, I know I am. And really for the entire Gemini transit, I think I can, I know I am. So for those of you who are watching over in the Personal Sensei Network, I'm going to help you with that positive thinking. At 11:11 a.m., I'm going to help you understand your mind a bit more. That's what I'm going to help you with today. So for you, what is your smart ass always focused on? So I'm going to tell you what your default point of view is with your mind. We can tell that by the step that Mercury is reporting to. Then at 3:03 p.m., I'm going to talk about the domain your mind sees over. So our smart ass always thinks it's in control of something. I'll talk about, well, what level are you watching over at 3:03 p.m. And if you'd like me to watch over you, I would be more than honored. I can get you live in 36 hours, and these are personal, inspiring text messages. Give it a try. The retrograde is a perfect time to learn about yourself. For more information, navigate to SiriusJoy.me. So now let's move on to our little game. It's called Today's Telepathy, where I am mindful of one of three choices, and I send it to you. And over the break, you listen in and see if you are right. This is a way of strengthening, all right? And it's very, very good. People are saying that their telepathy is growing. So we're moving now to Geminis, because the sun is in Gemini. And today, I'm going to do Gemini female adventurers. So Gemini female adventurers, the type of adventurers out there of women, and what kind of adventurers come in the Gemini form. And I've tried to pick a female adventurer of each generation. And we're talking about like this role of the female Gemini actress. Okay, these are actresses. Am I thinking of Gemini Angelina Jolie? Am I thinking about of Gemini Judy Garland? Or Gemini Kathleen Turner? Which Gemini, who's adventurous, am I sending to your brain? I'll have the answer right after this. That day is over. With just 8 numbers, we can reveal all your secrets to sex and love. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com. Soul Garden. And welcome back to Namaste Today. So for the answer to today's telepathy, I am sending from my temple to yours one of these 3 female Gemini adventurers. Was it number 1, Angelina Jolie, who has been an adventurer as far as Laura Croft is concerned? Number 2, Judy Garland, who is an adventuress in The Wizard of Oz, Away Home from Kansas and Back. That was that version of adventure in that age. Or is it number 3, Kathleen Turner, who was Romancing the Stone, and she was adventurous in that way. Which was I thinking of? Well, the answer is Judy Garland. Yes, and that's because that was me as a man going, which kind of adventurous woman would I actually like? You know what I mean? That's just my heart asking. That's usually how I choose with my heart. And I thought about it, I'm like, Angelina Jolie, her chest kind of leads her into the room, you know what I mean? Like, and I liked Kathleen Turner a lot as a kid, but she was kind of whiny. Judy Garland was so cool. And looking her up, she was a step 18 Gemini. God bless her, with an amazing voice. Such a classy woman. Sometimes it's like, as we struggle to define who we are, it's like sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. But it's like that idea, Gemini, of what adventure is. it's interesting to see among the decades how each lady approaches that and the roles they play. So let's move on to our rock and roll gospel. This week, this is the final of my 5-day series of Jupiter retrograde to 2003. That's because this is a big week of following your heart. This weekend, the moon will cross over Jupiter. So I hope you feel your sensei has well prepared you. I've picked out 5 songs that bring you back to the last time Jupiter was in Leo, which was 2003. And I put all these songs into a playlist on YouTube, by the way. If you want to listen to it, it's in Soul Nirvana. But that said, today is the final song that should ring true for you and that time, and it is Matchbox 20 and the song Unwell. Of course, right? So we all have that feeling, and I think actually, back then we were all really feeling unwell, weren't we? But now, do you feel unwell now that Jupiter is back into Leo? Let this song bring you back to the past and ask yourself that question on this 3-day lazy holiday. But before you contemplate where you are unwell, let's take a look at the modes of each of your brothers and sisters this weekend and a special soul vitamin. And this special soul vitamin, you can hear that Mercury retrograde in my lips, is sponsored by your Jupiter weekend. Jupiter direct in Leo. I want to focus you on where you need to be mindful of what your heart is calling for. Okay, this is my interpretation of what I think you need to be mindful of what your heart is calling for all through the weekend, okay, in the 11 steps of Sirius Joy, beginning with the secret step, the Scorpios, step 0. Scorpios, sunny and professional today and mostly through the weekend, but I believe your heart is calling for love in every decision you make. All right, so your heart is calling for love in every decision. Step 1, the Leos, sunny and super cool with all this moon in Leo and energy in Leo, but I think your heart is calling for love behind every action you take. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and manifesting today. I think your heart is calling for love behind all money projects. So if love is not behind the money, don't do it. Step 3, the Sagittarius is sunny and super passionate today, and I believe that love, or your heart is calling for love behind all purpose in life. So making it the meaning of everything that you do, basically. For a Sag, that's huge. Step 4, the Aquarius is sunny and sentimental today. I believe your heart is calling for over the weekend love in all partnerships and all relationships, particularly the relationship to yourself, your marriage. Step 5, the Geminis, sunny and chatty through the weekend. I believe your heart is calling for love in all of your thinking, all the time. Step 6, the Librans, sunny and social today. I believe your heart is calling for love for your role to be loved in society and for you to love your role in society. Excuse me, from Mercury retrograde. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny and hyper-aware today and through the weekend. And I believe you are calling for love in every moment of your life. All right, so you're looking for love in every moment of your life. That means a work style that's love. That means a relaxed style that's self-loving. All right, step 8, the Capricorns, sunny and rather intimate through the weekend. I think you are craving in your heart love in all intimate connections. Step 9, the Aries, sunny and childlike through the weekend. I believe your heart is calling out for to love yourself and to love every minute of your life. So you are being called to the highest tone of love right now, Aries. Step 10, the Tauruses, sunny, nesting, and resting right now. And I think you are calling for to love how you feel all the time and to love where you live or at home. Ironic right now for me. And then step 11, sunny and faithful today for the Virgos and through the weekend. And I think your heart is calling for you to love yourself first and let loving yourself first be your primary faith. By the way, I want to say happy birthday to the Geminis. That's why I stumbled there. I forgot. I was like, I forgot to say happy birthday to Geminis. So happy birthday to the Geminis. I do love you. And moving on to our Lightwalker Parade. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe. I thank you ahead of time. And on Facebook, you can be our friend at soulgarden.me. And if you're looking to purchase a reading or anything that I do with my services, come on down to soulmart.me. In fact, if you like just 20 minutes with me, I have a gut check reading. That's just $39.95. It is recorded MP3, and it's 20 minutes long now. They're now 20 minutes instead of 15 for the same price. And also, don't forget my personal sensei service. I can have you up and running by Monday. If you're signing up here on Friday, come on down to SiriusJoy.me. And did you know it's good luck to tell people about Namaste today? try it. Tell people about it. See how good luck comes your way. And I also want to remind you that I love you. I am so grateful for you. Remember, I think I can and I know I am. I'll see you on Tuesday because I'm going to give myself the day off. And remember, live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.
So